We're here in Knistno, Saskatchewan, and we are at Knistno Public School. And I'm Mr. Larson, and welcome to my YouTube channel.
Okay, so today we're gonna design this Parson tower desk that is off of the annawhite.com projects plan catalog, and really love Anna White's projects. Have come with great step-by-step plans, which even look like they're designed in Sketchup. They're mostly using pocket hole joinery, but they're pretty straightforward and using relatively inexpensive materials, using fairly novice tools and skills. So we're just going to design this out. I have a couple students that want to make this, so I said I'd help them by making a little how-to video. All right, so first we're going to start by our footprint, and we're going to make some 2x2 legs on each of the towers. So there's 2 towers to this covered by a top. We are going to change the plan up just a little bit. It's something that I think could help this. So starting off, 2x2s are 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So we make a rectangle that big. Control-Shift-E will bring that up close. I'm going to get my P for push-pull. Click on that surface, release, drag it vertical. And the length of the legs themselves is 28.5, so 28.5. Enter. Okay, I'm going to Control-Shift-E out again so we can see that whole thing. Hit my space bar, triple click it, type G for component shortcut, and we could call this something, I guess. Call it legs. All right, next. I'm going to zoom out just a bit, and I'm not using an external mouse, which does make this a little easier, but don't have one handy, so there we go. Next, we're going to go with our rectangle, so R again for our rectangle. Now, I would like to change this plan up a little bit as far as adding a toe kick to it. So I guess tape measure first, so T. I forgot that I was going to do that. And so I'm going to zoom in right at the base of this leg, if I can, with my non-external mouse. And I'm going to make a guideline that goes straight vertical. I'm going to give it a 2-inch toe kick. Actually, let's go 1.5 so it stays consistent with the material thickness. 1.5 up. Perfect. Now we're going to go with a rectangle, so R. And I'm going to make a rectangle that goes up and over 1.5, comma 1.5. Oh, I got a little typo in there. Silly. All right, let's try that again. 1.5, comma 1.5. Enter. There we go. Push pull, and these cross pieces on this project are looks like they're going to be 18.5. Take away 3 inches for our leg thickness, so 15.5. Okay, so we're going to go over 15.5. Enter. Make a new piece. Got to make it a new component. So triple click it. G. I'm going to call it a cross. And then we're going to say OK. Perfect. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this leg. So I'm going to hit my Move tool, hit Control to get that plus symbol by it. And then I'm going to use an intersecting point. So intersecting point, I'm just going to hover, move straight over from that. Perfect, right there. And then place. All right, I'm going to Control-Shift-E out of this so you can see the larger project. Now, we could take this piece and we could rotate it around. The other option that we could do is, we could just build another cross piece. Or if you go into your components tab on the right side, we can click on the house. So any of the components we have, I have a cross piece right there. See, it's still facing the wrong direction. So I'm just going to type in a Q just to show you how you could rotate this. Click one spot, click another spot, and perfect, 90 degrees. Now I'm going to get my Move tool. I'm going to grab it at that intersecting point, which is this corner right here. I'm then going to zoom out a bit. I'm going to hit Control with my Move tool still to get that intersection, and we're going to copy straight across. Now, because I already have this and the legs connected, I'm just going to hold control with my select tool. By the way, the space bar is the shortcut for that to select. Get my move, M, control for copy, and I'm going to copy it from this point right over here where it's intersecting, where it's connecting. Boom, done. All right. So I'm just going to move this components tab out of the way. O for orbit. Orbit back around to where I think my front is. And then I'm going to get my tape measure tool out. I'm going to go up from that. What does the plan say? The plan shows 12¼ inches from there. So let's, I don't know. We can make this really whatever we want. But I'm going to go straight up. And let's go 12¼ take away 1.5. So we're going to go 11¼ So 11.25, enter. And I'm going to get my space bar. I'm going to click and select while holding control all 4 cross pieces. Work smarter, not harder. And not that there's anything wrong with working hard. Boom, bring that up. There's that one. And a quick plan change to this that I would like to do is I would like to copy this as well right up to that top. So we actually have it 3 times. A little bit more material, but I'll explain why later, why I would suggest to do that. Okay, orbit. So there's one tower, and all we're missing now is the shelving material. So if we have a look at the plan itself, lots of different choices for shelving. You could use pine shelving. I buy laminated pine shelving regularly for projects. Another option, if you're not going to see it, since it's going to be fit inside of there, I like to use birch plywood. It's shop grade birch plywood is really inexpensive, and at least where I'm at. And so that's what we're going to do, 3/4 inch shop grade birch plywood. To do this is quite simple. I'm going to just make a rectangle on this inside edge. Boom. We're going to go P. We're going to push that downwards. And I'm going to make it really exaggerated, make sure that I am going the right direction. Type in 3/4 or 0.75, hit enter, and then we made a new piece, so we need to make that a component, so triple click. Now this is where you might want to orbit under just to double check. Yep, the bottom is selected. And I'm going to go G. Type a shelf, okay. Copy, so move, control. I'm now going to copy that up. And we only need to place it in that part. We're not going to put it on the top piece, simply because this is going to be just a way to attach the top onto it and take it off real easy. And that's, I would just put some screws through, so like 2 screws at the front, maybe 2 screws at the back through the bottom of these 2x2 cross pieces. And then that way, if you ever go to move this project, really easy, you can separate out these 2 towers, take the top off, and especially my students that are in high school might want to move out someday from their parents, go to university, go to wherever, and might want to take this with them, hopefully, anyway. Okay, so the total width of this project is calling for 60 inches. So we're going to we're going to copy this whole thing. And to make that easier, we're going to select the whole tower as one. So I'm going to draw a box around it. You could hold control. It's a way easier way. Type in G again. Sorry, not a component. We're going to right click, double tap on Chromebook, and we're going to make this a group. Now that that's a group, I'm also going to take a tape measure, and I'm just simply going to give us a guide point. So I'm going to make a guide point over 60 inches, which is 5 feet. Enter. And then I'm going to Control-Shift-E so we can possibly see that. I might have to pan up a little, H. You can see my little guide point over here. That's where we want to copy that to, so the outside of it. So the outside, So this point right here, we're going to copy that over to the guide point, place it, boom, done. And now going to pan up and zoom out just a bit. Now we're just going to put a top on it. So my way of doing it's going to be a little different than what the plan calls for. I'm just going to simply make a piece of plywood that goes. Now you could have an overhang on it if you'd like. I do typically like overhangs, but in this case, I'm just going to put a piece of plywood there. I'm going to pull that up 3/4 of an inch, so 0.75 or 3/4, enter. Could look pretty cool if this was 1.5 inch and you did like all boards laminated together. That's an option. You got to make sure your boards are straight. You end up with a little bit uneven of a surface. So in the Anna White project, if you see, they've got 2x2s bordering the whole top. Kind of going to go along with that same idea, but I think that's a little bit unnecessary for amount of material. And I also don't like in the Anna White project how you can see the end grain of the 2x2 right there. It typically doesn't look as nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, before I make this, actually no, let's make that a component. So double click it, made a new piece, type G, color top, all right, done. Then I'm going to try to orbit over top a little bit more. Oh, hang on, there we go. And perfect. I'm going to see, I don't know if I can, let me see if I can offset the top when it's component. No, I can't. All right, so what we're going to do then is simply going to get my tape measure tool. I'm going to lay out straight horizontally. Let's go 3/4. So just rip some 3/4 inch strips. You can make this however thick you really want. I'm going to go 3/4. I'm going to go 3/4 inch this way. And then 3/4 out on the green axes. Perfect. Now, I'm going to get my pencil tool, and there's lots of different ways. You could do this with a rectangle. Yeah, maybe let's go with a rectangle just for the heck of it and see how it works. I'm going to make a rectangle starting from our intersection. Come on, internet. Stop snapping. Snap to that. There we go. So over on that line, straight across from there. Boom, come on. There we go. You can see it created that border. I'm then going to simply get my line tool because we're going to make mitered corners to avoid that end grain showing up. And it seems like it's messing up just a bit, just glitching a little. So I'm going to just change my view a little, get a better angle at this. So line, L for line. There we go. I'm going to pan over to the other side, L. Perfect. Push pull. Push that down now. Let's go down. Oh, I know what we didn't do. We need to select this part of the drawing. No, there we go. Delete that. Oh my gosh. Now we still need to connect this back part. There. Space. Line. Yeah, we should have just went with the pencil to start with. Now it's filling in. Pencil. Pan over. And then we're also going to go over here to there. And that should do it. Push pull. And push down. Let's go 1.5, enter. You can double click to repeat the same push pull. We're going to pan over again. orbit around so you can see what we're doing a little better. Push pull. Oh. And we're going to double click. Wrong way. Control Z. So I'm going to push that down even with this front edge. Make those components, and that's the project other than adding our dimensions. So just really quick, I'll just show you what that would look like. If I can find my dimensioning tool. And so there we go, total project width. Click 2 points, bring it up, boom, dimension everything that you need. Hope you enjoyed that.
Like and subscribe, and you'll get to see some more.